Hi crafty friends. Today I'm going to do a flip through of this book here. This is my Graphic 45 Ocean Blue journal that I made. Now I've already done a flip through and a series for my Graphic 45 mini album, which is this one. It started because in the first video when I was making the cover, I made two covers that were slightly different, but the same concept. And I decided to make one album a mini album and then one a journal. So for today, what I'm going to do is give you a flip through inside of this. I did a tutorial series for this where I showed obviously how to build the cover, how to build the base pages, and then in the other videos I gave some ideas on how to add the ephemera and make different things for your pages, and how to add things like the dangles and the beads, and then how to place these pages into the book. So if you're interested in seeing that process, there is a full tutorial series. Now this here is a rounded spine cover. It has cording underneath the paper here, and I have it where it is actually cracked so you can actually see the cording underneath of it. This was designed to look like a very old and worn captain's logbook at the suggestion of one of my YouTube watchers or subscribers. So this was my rendition of that. So this one has that cracked spine. I did put Mod Podge on it to protect it. And then it has some embellishments here. It's got the metal closure. It's got the Graphic 45 metal corners, some of the ephemera. I used the new dies that came with the collection, just to give it a little bit more interest. Now, as you can see, my journal is quite chunky, but it does close completely here. And so it is still a good size. So there is still some room in here so that when you add photos, or if you're someone who adds ticket stubs and other things into a journal, there is space in here to do that. I don't like albums and journals that cannot close properly, so I tried to be really careful of that. I did make sure that the ephemera was relatively flat whenever I made this. The reason this is so chunky is actually because of all the embellishment here. I have lots of laces and trims and then chunkier charms and stuff, so it does add quite a bit to it. This book here is 7 inches high, so the pages are 6 3/4 or smaller. They are various size pages, and then it's 5 1/4 here, so it's about 5.5 inches wide. I'm not going to take everything out of the pockets. Like this one's hard to get in and out on camera, so I just like the lace doily here, and so I just added the Graphic 45 cut apart card. I wrapped this around the page, so now this looks like netting, and I thought that looked really cool. And then I made it a photo or a pocket for a journaling tag. There is a lot of stamping on the pages as well, so I use stamps and stencils for that. I've got a belly band here with one of my pieces of Graphic 45 paper that I've turned into either a journaling card or a photo mat, whatever you would want to use it for. I did use some digital papers that I just had in my collection, but you could make this with anything that you had. You could add more of the Graphic 45 Ocean Blue papers as well, but it's really up to you. I used some craft cardstock, not a lot. I think there's only one piece in each of these. And I used some parchment paper as well. I added lots of stamping, and I left a lot of the pages blank just so that there is plenty of spot for journaling, photos, or adding memorabilia and different things. I love these little bead dangles. I just think these are adorable. I started with these on this here, and I added these ones, and I just love doing it so much that I had to make some for this journal too. Got a little tiny tuck spot here. This was one of the stickers. Little half page. Again, I just wanted the pages to be staggered, to be different sizes, to have different textures, to have different weights, to have lots of little embellishments and fun bling and different things on it. Hopefully this gives you an idea about how you can take some of your Graphic 45 papers and use it with non-Graphic 45 papers as well. And it's really good to do this in journals, because if you only have a little bit left over of a collection, you can stretch it quite far. To make both of these books, I've only used one of the keepsake collection kits, and I still have paper left over. So there's quite a bit of paper in one of those. I started and I used a lot of it in the album, but I had enough left over, like I said, for this journal because the way I use my papers and my pieces, and then also having enough left over. I could have added more to this, but I didn't want this to be too chunky that it couldn't close. So what I chose to do was just to add bits and pieces and making ephemera and the tags because I think those stand out a lot more. And then the base pages you can use for journaling, and it's a little bit more functional that way too. I loved this. I wanted to be able to see as many of these as I could dangling from the spine, so I found a way to make that work. I've got a little tuck spot like stopper here with my journaling card with my little, I like this too. I just love this. Again, it reminded me of a fishing net. So a really blingy fishing net, but still, I thought that was really cute. So I actually did that with all three of them. My 3 signatures are pretty consistent throughout, where they've got the same number of pages. They've got little tucks like this with this paper. I've got the lace trim. The same types of papers are in all of them. It looks a little bit more cohesive that way, because that's what I wanted. It still gives it a little bit of a unique vibe, but then it's still cohesive too. So it's not an eclectic journal. It's more of a very themed journal. This is looped so that it would have been puffy, but it's just flattened from all the pages. And so I just took some of the paper and then I took one of the border strips and cut that one apart. And then there's plenty of room here to add additional things. I added little bits of the collection just to give it that Graphic 45 ocean blue feel, but not to take over every single page. I had this piece, this is from the ephemera assortment, and when I was making the mini album, it was too large to fit on a page. So I thought, what am I going to do with this? And I knew that I wanted to be able to see all these beads, and I liked the way the beads look with the lace. So I just decided to make it a tuck spot. So I adhered this down here, and all of the tentacles are adhered down so it can't move past where I want it to go. So it's kind of sticks here so that these beads are perfectly at the edge of the page. But this side is open too, so something small could be stuffed into there as well. That's the end of the first signature. Then we start with the second signature, and we've got, again, lots of stenciling and stamping. I used some old stencils that I don't even know where we're from. I've had them for so long. And then I've used some Mint stencils, and I've used some Graphic 45 stamps. The idea with the stamps and stenciling is just to take these plain background papers and give them a little bit of interest, but not so much that they can't be used functionally. So I like my journals to be functional, but also to be pretty. So the problem that I tend to have with some of the junk journal kits that people make is that the images will be the whole entire page and they're not really functional. They are beautiful, but they're not necessarily very functional. So what I try to do is make my pages to where they've got some stuff on them, but they can still be used. This one has seed beads at the top here. So they're hand sewn. That was quite interesting to do that. I don't know how many times I poked my fingers. I took 2 pieces of my trim here. I sewed them together in the middle so that they were bunched a little bit, and I actually glued them down quite a lot so that this card couldn't be lost on the page, because again, I wanted this tab to be at the edge so that my bead would dangle down. It's just a little journaling card or a photo spot, and then you also have room here to do more writing or to add something like a picture. Now on the back side, we've got a belly band of another one of those little cards. Very simple, just a leftover piece of paper, a border strip, and 2 of the stickers. So nothing fancy here, but it gives it a little bit of that color and it just adds to the journal. Here I took one of the ephemera pieces and made a tuck, and then I made myself a nice skinny little tag, tucked it in there, and used the postage stamps as a journal topper, or a tag topper, I guess I should call it. Here I just took a piece of that digital kit and folded it up. I had some leftover pieces and decided that I could add some stuff like that. In the center of each signature, I did make a Graphic 45 paper folder or a little fold out, so I could do lots with this, just depending. And then in the center of each signature is a charm dangling from the ends of my thread. I only have one charm instead of two. Could put more on there, but I think one is fine. I use 2 stickers here to make like a tab, but the tab is open, so something could just tuck up underneath it there and be removable. I have one of these that's larger. I've got 2 smaller ones on each of the outer signatures, but I did make a longer one for the center. Again, it has one of those little tiny curlies at the bottom. They were so fun to make, and then just a jump ring at the top holding it on. This page is a fold-out page. Tried to make it just something a little bit more interactive and exciting. I didn't want it to overpower my graphic 45 papers, but I did want to add a little bit of interest too. Stuff like this I just put on for decoration. Now this is copy paper, so it's pretty flimsy, and I like to use different thicknesses of paper so that the book isn't too super thick, and then different types of papers are good for different things. The only problem with something like this 20-pound copy paper is pretty flimsy, so when I put this on it, it actually made it seem like it was just flopping around. So to counteract that, I put this here. That way it's going to actually stabilize that piece on the front a little bit more. I loved these little tiny stickers, so I just backed them onto cardstock and made them little journaling tags that they can be used, or they can just be used for decoration. Simple thing here, I have this printout card, and I just put the graphic 45 piece as like a little tab just to give it a little bit of color on the page, and it brings the graphic 45 papers into it. For here, again, just like the last one, I wanted to be able to see these beads on the side, so I created this little pocket here. Then it goes in, and then I made the pocket functional so it flips out, so you have room on that whole page and room back here too. And this little half page here, got our blue paper, got a little tiny piece tucked in here, so I made it kind of like a little mini journaling card or a tag. On my belly band here, I've got a little tiny tag. I didn't want to smash this, so I just left it sticking out, and you could see it. If I put it in there, I think it would get hidden, so I just left it at the side. I've got a bead dangle here on my lace trim. Lots of different laces here that I've used that were just in my stash. I've had some of these things for years. This is actually a tuck spot. I just didn't tuck anything into it. This is the start of the 3rd signature. So when you're making something like this, the idea is not that you have to use the exact same laces as I'm using or the exact same beads or dangles. It's more just about finding a general way of doing something and then adding some of those same elements to your journal. I've got my seed beads here that I did hand sew onto my trim. And again, I made this tuck spot so that this card can sit right at the edge. So I wanted to be able to see the page here, the journaling card, the beads, and then this page here that's got that frayed edge, and then the lace trim here. So you've got lots of layers and details stacked up. Made a little tuck spot down here on the back. So I did not print my pages double-sided. All of my digitals that I printed, I only did one side. I could have done double-sided, but I also liked to do stuff like this. I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. So when I printed my pages, I just did them single-sided, and then I left them like that. Got another one of those cards. I just stuck a sticker on it and a border strip. Nothing exciting or nothing too crazy there. Just something very simple, way to add some color again and to use some of those graphic 45 products. I've got half of a doily here, and then I've got my little bead dangle from that. This one, I just used the fish as my tuck spot, and I just adhered down the bottom portion. I made another tag from a sticker and have it stuck here. So this page is a great example where it gives it a little bit of something on the page, but it's still functional. I could put a photo here, or I could do some journaling here and then still have this tag there as well. This is a tuck spot. I just didn't tuck anything into it. We've got another one of those stickers that I've backed onto cardstock, so it's like a little tiny tag. The half page, this is one of the only ones I think that I didn't center. I put it down here, and I wanted to try to catch it into 2 holes. When I did the other signatures, I had them in the center, and I realized it was only hitting the middle hole. So I just decided to put this one down here, and I like the way it looks, especially because now you can kind of see this, whereas before I would have had it more covered. This is a little space that you can tuck something, but this is a sleeve that this pulls out of. So we've got this that hangs off the top of the page. So now you can see that at the top. Again, I just wanted to be able to see as much of these details as I possibly could. So that's why I tried to be really aware of how I was using those pieces. This is the center of the signature. It's a folder and it's a double folder. So I've got the little piece on the bottom here. Nothing's inside of it. Things on the side here. The pockets are on the sides and then the bottom here. And then I do have a little star. I didn't have a starfish, but I thought the star looked okay. We've got another one of those flip outs. The other half of that small page. Got a large tag here. When I did make this, I actually had the postage stamps down here too, but it wouldn't fit on the page. It wouldn't fit on any of the pages. It was too large, so I did end up having to cut those stamps off. I was a little bit bummed, but I think it's okay. And I've got a little tiny tag here tucked in. Again, just very simple. I took a leftover piece of paper, cut the corners to make a tag shape, put a border on it, and that was my tag. I could have added some laces and trims and things, but again, it was starting to get too bulky and I did not want this album or this journal to not be able to close. So I just went ahead and made them a little bit more plain. This here, I do have this glued down here and here so that this card can't move around a lot. And again, it holds it to where this tab is hanging over the edge of the page and then the dangles down at the bottom. We've got the lace trim here that you can see, just a piece of the paper here. Taking this, I didn't even realize when I did this, when I cut these cards, I didn't even think about where I was putting this in the journal. I just cut it and then I saw this and this and it's the same, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. You could also always turn it like this. If I put a photo on there, you could see the photo. I'm not too concerned about something like that though. I think it's fine. And we've got the back signature here and it's got that lace doily. So it's the same as the front of the very first signature. It's just the mirror image. And then I've got a folded piece of paper here with some of this stuff in it. So there it is. There is my spine. I hope you can see all those dangles. I love how this looks so much. I hope that seeing the flip through of the pages has given you some inspiration on some different things that you might be able to do, ways of using your papers, adding some laces, trims, beads, and that sort of thing into a journal. If you have any questions about this one, please feel free to leave me a comment below and I'm happy to answer as best as I can. Now, if you follow my channel, you might know that I usually sell what I make. Most of the times I will sell the albums and journals and things that I'm making. I always go back and forth before I list it. Do I want to keep this one or do I want to sell this one? My intention when I started making this was that I was going to keep this for myself, and I do think I am going to keep it. So as of right now, I am not going to be listing this one for sale. I'm hopeful that I will find something to use this for eventually along the way, because I think it's so pretty. And I like to keep things like this sometimes just because it just gives me inspiration and I like to see certain things and to just touch and feel these different things on days that maybe I don't have a lot of inspiration or motivation. So with that being said, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching and happy crafting.